All right, so this one is about, since I do wheel restorations, is that with all the technology built in today's cars, right? Your car can park itself. It can auto drive in most cases. It can do all these things that take the driver who wants to be lazy or doesn't enjoy the driving experience whatsoever, and they've automated some of the process, right? So you have self-steering, you have automatic climate controls, you have multiple memory positions for different drivers, you have keys that are locking out certain features of a car, for beginner drivers or expert drivers, backup cameras, radar, sonar, obstacle avoidance systems, and we still see people grinding up their wheels and tires. Right?
Yeah, because they don't know how to park.
Well, if you have all these features, right, why is the vehicle not saying, you don't know how to drive, you can't judge your distance?
Too close to the curb?
You're too close to the curb, stupid.
Right.
And then they tear up the wheel. So, for me, I thought it was just only Kia and Hyundai owners. And because I've done so many Kia and Hyundai wheel restorations versus anyone else. But I do see Mercedes, I do see BMW, I do see Cadillac, I do see Ford. But I don't see them like I see the lower priced vehicles. But with all the technology in today's vehicles, which is more shit to go wrong, in the old days they had curb feelers that were like these whiskers that stuck off. You ever see them? There was this flexible thing that if you got too close to the curb, it was mounted to the fender and the body, and when you came close, it would grab and rattle the car and make noise, letting you know that, hey, you're at least 6 inches away from an obstacle. Any further and you're going to curb your wheels and tires. And back then you had 3-inch side white walls, and it was a pain in the butt to prep your 3-inch white wall, and then they got it down to like a landing strip on some of these tires, and then now you don't see white walls anymore. But the basic technology they used was a piece of metal to alert the driver that, hey, you're too close to the curb or whatever. And we've seen less wheel damage for those customers who actually put them on. Now, were they a little ugly, right? Yeah, it looked like cat whiskers in four locations in your car. But those customers didn't have any wheel or tire damage, which was the best part about it. Now today, with side cameras, this camera, that camera, rear obstacle, side obstacle, front camera, rear camera, automatic braking, all these features, and you still got people who can't drive. Well, what happens is now that as technology evolves, you do not need such a skilled driver behind the wheel.
Just because you have a car that says you're too close to the curb doesn't mean.
But technology is not perfect, and this is what this is about. You have Teslas driving off cliffs and driving off roads. Yeah. So automation is not perfect, that's for sure. So then you take a person who really shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car, and then they have to gain control of a vehicle that's not in control of itself. That just sounds like a recipe for disaster.
That's true. I agree with that.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like, I can't park my car because I don't know how to. And when your ADAS system is down, or any other system is down for steering and braking, you're not parking that car. That's the truth. Like, so if they have warning lights, those features are down. Just like when your airbag light's on. When your airbag light is on in your car, your whole entire airbag system is compromised and you are driving an unsafe vehicle. That's the truth. So with these newer cars, so people who are driving with broken mirrors and things that aren't calibrated because they ran over some stuff, those drivers who don't know how to drive a car without mirrors, and I'll give you for instance, I can drive a car without a rear view mirror. I can drive a car without both mirrors on the car and not have any issues. You have people who can't back up a car that doesn't have a backup camera. That's how society has evolved to make you not be in control all the time. Like when we were getting a car for my daughter, doesn't have a backup camera, and I'm like, what? What do you need a backup camera for?
Who has that?
I think Val did, and I think it had a backup camera already in the car. I don't even know, but people can't back their cars up. Now, for centuries of vehicles, people have been backing up their cars without backup cameras. Now you got people who can't. I can't parallel park my car. But if the system goes down and you still have to parallel park your car every day, what are you going to do? You're going to ask someone else to parallel park your car?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen. Or you're going to smash your wheels up in your car up because you don't have that experience. You don't have that driving experience, that feel, right? Manual transmissions where you have to pump a clutch pedal and shift the gears manually. Technology has eliminated even that to paddle shifting where the transmission takes the driving experience away. So, the more that they add to these vehicles and the newer drivers who enter the world, they don't know what it is to drive a car with 3 on a tree and have 3 pedals by their feet. No clue. They're like, what is this? How do I put it in gear? Let alone open the hood and check their fluids or change a light bulb. Now you can't change a light bulb in the newer vehicles. You need a whole entire taillight assembly. Seriously, so a 10 excuse me, a $10 bulb at the parts store and a half hour's labor is now $300 or more for a new taillight assembly. How about that? Yeah. So the more technology you put in the cars, the more out of reach it becomes for consumers to actually operate those vehicles and repair and maintain them. And once a system goes down for lane departure, ADAS, forward camera, rearward camera, it disables just about every feature that they've designed for that vehicle for added safety and convenience. So then what? Now you have a driver who doesn't really know what to do in the car. Like people who drive Teslas and the car brakes itself all the time. And that's all they know. Well, when that system fails, they don't have that experience with braking, right? Or let alone when the Tesla has a malfunction with that the car braking in front of them isn't measuring the distance because they have a feature down. Like, you're going to learn the hard way with the collision. And you still see many brand new vehicles piled up in body shops because the safety features and systems still don't work that well. Facts.